What Shedeur Sanders proved about his NFL readiness. Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders made the most of his first NFL start, and the Colorado Buffaloes fanbase felt the ripple effect. One game was all it took to remind everyone where his rise began. The Colorado Buffaloes may have lost on Saturday night, but the fanbase still found some excitement with quarterback Shedeur Sanders making his debut on Sunday afternoon against the Las Vegas Raiders. Sanders led the Browns to a 24-7 win and became the first Cleveland quarterback to win his debut start since 1999. That rookie losing streak had hit 17 straight, so breaking it is no small thing. His stat line wasn't anything wild, but he played steady football and did exactly what the Browns needed. For Colorado fans still looking for something fun after Saturday, Sanders gave them a nice lift. His best throw was a 53-yarder to rookie Isaiah Bond, a smooth, on-the-run dime that looked a lot like the stuff he used to pull off in Boulder. What really stood out, though, was how relaxed he looked with a full week of practice behind him. It was the first time he'd really had that chance, and you could tell it made a difference in how he played. His poise, command, and playmaking made his debut feel less like a first step and more like a natural continuation. And if this is the foundation, his first start won't go down as a surprise. It'll be remembered as a preview of where he's headed. While at Colorado, Sanders was often relied upon to make game-saving plays, including a number of scramble drill throws. He showed off some of that talent in his first NFL start, but Sanders also showed his ability to play within the system and take what the defense gave to him. Sanders isn't your typical fifth-round draft pick, and he showed against the Raiders exactly why he's ready for the NFL stage. Not long ago, he was viewed as a potential top-5 selection, and his debut on Sunday reminded everyone why that conversation existed in the first place. His stat line won't jump off the page: 209 yards, a touchdown and an interception, but the tape tells a different story. With every drive, he looked more comfortable, and the more reps he gets, the stronger he should look over the next few weeks. Sanders topped 200 yards through the air in his first start, something Cleveland's other rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel has done just once in 6 starts. The offense clearly had more rhythm with Sanders under center, and his ability to push the ball downfield showed up from the opening snap. Sunday didn't just show that he belongs, it showed how high his ceiling really is. Give him time, and he might just play his way back into the conversation he once dominated. Shedeur Sanders' first start delivers spotlight moment for Colorado. Colorado Buffaloes coach Deion Sanders has lived in the spotlight for decades, and that attention has followed Shedeur at every stop. Sunday was no different. Seeing him finally make his first NFL start had to be a meaningful moment for the entire Sanders family. But it isn't just about them. It matters for Colorado, too. With Jacksonville Jaguars rookie Travis Hunter out for the season, Shedeur's real NFL snaps give the program something positive to point to at a time when it needs it. What made the moment even better was Deion being there in person, sharing a post-game embrace with his son after the win. Just seeing Shedeur take the field as an NFL starter became a genuine spotlight moment for the Buffaloes program. Every time he steps onto an NFL field, it reinforces the idea that Boulder can be a launching pad to the next level. And that kind of visibility is huge as Colorado works to keep building momentum and stay in the national conversation. What Shedeur Sanders proved about his NFL readiness. NFL readiness isn't measured by arm strength, vertical jump numbers, or how fast you run a 40-yard dash at the combine. It's measured in moments. Pressure. Chaos. It's measured when the stadium gets quiet, when the pocket collapses, when the game hangs in the balance and everyone is watching to see whether you blink. Against all odds, all narratives, and all the voices that said he wasn't ready, Shedeur Sanders stepped into that moment and proved something far more important than talent. He proved he belonged. The weight of a name, the burden of expectations. When Shedeur entered the NFL, people didn't talk about his mechanics first. They talked about his last name. They talked about celebrity. They talked about his father, his following, his swagger, his brand. What they didn't talk about enough was his football, his preparation, his poise, his obsession with timing, footwork, efficiency, film study. That lack of respect became fuel, the quiet kind, the kind that sits in your chest until the right moment comes. And that moment came in Cleveland. The first real test. The Browns threw Shedeur into a fire that would have melted most rookies. A battered offensive line. A fanbase starving for stability. A division packed with MVP-level quarterbacks. And a defense-first identity that meant every single drive mattered. This wasn't the ideal environment for a young quarterback. It was the ultimate test of readiness. What Shedeur proved wasn't just that he could survive the chaos, but that he could operate through it. Composure beyond his years. NFL defenders hit harder. NFL windows close faster. NFL coordinators disguise coverages like magicians. Yet through it all, Shedeur displayed the trait that scouts always underrate until they see it live. Composure. Not fake calm. Not forced calm. Real calm. The kind that lets you breathe in the pocket when you have a 260-pound edge rusher sprinting at you like a train off the tracks. The kind that lets you progress from read 1 to read 2 to read 3, without panic, without drifting, without losing control. The kind that says, "This level isn't too big for me." For a rookie, composure isn't common. For Shedeur, it's his baseline. NFL readiness means taking the smart play, not the flashy one. One of the biggest criticisms of college quarterbacks entering the league is that they try to bring their college style with them, forcing deep shots, extending plays too long, turning every down into a highlight attempt. Shedeur didn't fall into that trap. He didn't chase the hero play. He didn't try to go viral. He didn't try to show off the arm talent everyone already knows he has. Instead, he did something smarter, more mature, and infinitely more valuable. He took what the defense gave him. 2nd and 8. Check down. Pressure coming. Throw it away. Cornerbacks cheating deep. Hit the slant. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't dramatic. It was NFL football, real, practical, winning football. And quarterbacks who get that early usually last a long time. Poise under pressure. The real evaluation. Anyone can look good throwing on air at a pro day. Anyone can carve up preseason backups. But when the Raiders, Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals started sending heat, real NFL pressure, Shedeur's response said more about him than stats ever could. He didn't flinch when the pocket collapsed. He didn't stare down receivers like a nervous rookie. He didn't retreat 10 yards backwards trying to escape. He climbed. He reset. He delivered. Those are grown man QB traits. Traits you either have or don't, and Sanders has them. Leadership, the unteachable part of readiness. The biggest surprise wasn't the throws. It was how veterans responded to him. After every scoring drive, you could see linemen tapping his helmet.